Hi everyone, it's Kris from Seattle, Washington. I am a bar and burlesque instructor. I use she, her pronouns, and this is your fourth and final video of my Intro to Bar series. We are going to do all things booty on the mat together today. So we are going to do glutes, we're going to do lower back, a little hamstring work together as well, talk about those pelvic tucks, a little bit about the pelvic floor, and some ab engagement. So that's a lot to tackle, but we can do it together. Hopefully you have been through my other three videos, which we had our intro to bar, some of the standing foundational exercises, some bar arms in video 2 seated, and then we did some glutes and lower back in standing with chair support in video number 3, and now here we are together on our mat. And I'm gonna come over onto hands and knees. If your knees need cushion, like fold up your mat or grab a towel or some pillows to bring underneath your knees. And if this doesn't feel good to you, you can do the same position like we did in video 3, standing using a tabletop or a chair. Okay, so if this feels okay, we're gonna come onto those hands and knees, and I'm just gonna think about a cat-cow to loosen out my lower back. And I like to take my cat-cow to the next level. My partner calls it a disco kitty, and we're just gonna roll around and make some circles, loosen it up one direction and then the other direction, and you can like wiggle your tail, whatever just speaks to your body, whatever she wants to do or they want to do, just release that tension. Good. I'm gonna come down onto my forearm, so I'm not putting too much weight onto my wrists. But if this doesn't feel good to your body, if you don't feel like there's enough space between you and the floor, feel free to make those adjustments. And then from here, I'm going to bring my knees together, and we're gonna bring that one leg up and then tap the knee to the ground. So we did this position in the last video. We're really focusing on activating the glute versus lifting up with the back. So if you notice you're arching, see if you can kind of connect to a little more plank form in your upper body. And we're gonna do 4 more. 3, 2, and then hold it up on one for me and see if you can squeeze up 1 inch higher. And it's like I'm just trying to squeeze my butt cheek. Squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I like to take my knees nice and wide. If it feels good to you to come into that child's pose, reaching your hips back over your heels, that's great. And then I'd like to do that other side. So same idea, I'm gonna turn around so my moving part is closest to you so you can see it. So I'm on my forearms because that's what's more comfortable to my wrists right now. You could absolutely be right here. And then trying to pull my belly button towards the spine to protect my lower back and to help my glutes doing the majority of the work versus my lower back. So I'm gonna go up and down. And your choice whether you have a flexed foot or maybe a pointed toe, but if you think about choosing one of those, you're gonna keep the muscles active around that knee. And we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, hold it up there on 1 if you can, and squeeze up. Remember, just trying to isolate that butt cheek for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then bring it down and take that stretch. And one of the reasons I wanted to do that move on the mat with you here is to see, like, a lot of bodies prefer it on the mat versus on the chair. It's a little less intensive in the arms or the wrists. Some people feel the complete opposite. So you can kind of play and see which one serves your body the best. We are going to move on from fire hydrant today, so we're not going to do that position like we did in the other video, but I am going to get you to lay on your side, and we're going to do a little clamshell. All these silly names. So when I'm setting myself up here, you could put a pillow if you wanted to, or your arm. And I want my feet in line with my bum, in line with my shoulders. So if that feels okay to kind of keep that plane, and then my knees are a little bit in the front, and I'm gonna keep my feet pushing together, and I'm gonna open and close. So I move to this position often to see if we can activate into our side seat, into the gluteus medius, and also a little into the abductor, the outer thigh. It's a great way to get those muscles going without kind of aggravating the lower back, but it can put a lot of pressure on that lower leg. So I take this hand and I put a little weight forward into it. It also kind of helps me from rolling back and forth. And I'm trying to see about isolating right there. Squeeze open and down. And you can do full range, or if it feels okay, I'm going to hold it open, pull my belly button towards the spine, and squeeze up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. I want to do the same exact thing the other side. You could just roll right over to the other way. I'm going to turn around so I am facing you. And it's the same lineup. If you would like to take your forearm down, elbow to shoulder in alignment, you can be here. Same movement, putting some weight in that hand. Or we're gonna just lay all the way down onto our side and open, close. Sometimes it's hard to get the feet to stay together. I like to think about if I was holding on to like a $20 bill with my feet. I'm a little more motivated maybe. And then open, close. Good. Open and close, trying to isolate into that side seat for 3, 2, remember putting some weight into that front hand, 1, then I'm gonna hold it there and think about little teeny tiny pushes back, 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 little squeezes right in through here for 3, 2, and 1, release it down. I love teaching that one mostly when I'm in real life with people because I get to see all the faces like scrunch up and your nose get crinkly because it can get intense in your little bum there. So I am just imagining that all your faces looked delightfully confused with how much muscle work you felt. Let's come onto our backs together. We're gonna work into a bridge with a pelvic tilt. So I'm gonna lay down straight onto my back. If you need any kind of additional support for your body, if this doesn't feel good, if you wanted to put a pillow underneath your bum, please feel free to make those adjustments for you. I like my feet a little bit more than a hand's length away. That's where my knees are comfortable. And I'm about hip bone distance wide. And then I want to think about keeping my rib cage pulling down and tilting my tailbone up as I squeeze my bum up and set down. So if you did the last video with me, the third video, we worked on standing pelvic tilts or little tucks. This is the same thing, but you might feel a little more glute or maybe hamstrings activation because of the position. Think about using all 4 corners of your feet to push into the floor and to tuck up. I want to think about allowing my rib cage and my belly button to sink down as I press up. Think about maybe a giant bag of dog food or gardening soil or flour, whatever would exist in your space of resting here. So it's kind of pulling you down into the earth as you allow your lower half to squeeze up and down. Now, if it feels good to you, we're gonna keep those hips up. If not, keep playing with that movement, see how it feels. If you're here with me, I'm going to tuck up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. Might feel a little more intensity into those legs, the back of the legs into the bum. If you're feeling any tension at all in your knees, take it back down and explore the slow press up and down. You can also take a ball, a pillow, a block, something between your knees to give them a job, and we will definitely be doing that together in other videos moving forward. So from here, if you're lifted, what if we did just like we did in the standing video, circles with the hips? It can feel a little awkward at first until you just kind of let it go. Allow your rib cage this time to expand if you want to do that. Like, it gives me a little more height, so I allow that to happen, and I'm circling through, and then other direction. Good. And then maybe tighter little circles, more grindy. And then other direction, and I'm feeling all sorts of muscle work here. And then back through center, and then I just want to tilt, squeeze through, lengthen the lower spine, and release. Maybe 3 more. Tilt and release. Last one. Tilt and release all the way down. Walk your feet wider and let the knees drop from side to side. Make sure your lower back is feeling okay, and take a good deep breath. If at any point your legs want to stay to one side and hold that stretch, allow them to do that. And breathe. And then the other side. And breathe. And release. My goal in these videos with you is that we get to learn how to explore movement. You're going to get a sense of how I explore movement in my body, and hopefully it will connect with many of you. And yeah, that's my goal. So I hope you have enjoyed my 4-part Intro to Barre and Intro to Me series, because this is truly about you getting to know who I am, my philosophies, and how I teach. And hopefully that connected and resonated with you. So see you again soon.